Hello Saiyans, this is the second part of the story, the day Goku traveled to the past and met his parents. So if you haven't seen the first part of this story, I'll leave the link in the card that is appearing on the screen right now. Without further ado, let's get to the continuation of the story. Well done, Goku. There's no doubt that you are the Super Saiyan, but it's already night, so it's best that you go rest. Tomorrow we'll see what to do with you. Sorn, take charge of watching this guy, and if he shows the slightest sign of betrayal, finish him off. Understood? I don't understand where this guy is taking me. Hey, where are we going? We're going to assign you a room, a place where you can sleep and rest, and most importantly, where you can shower and change those clothes. What's wrong with my clothes? I'd like you to make something similar for me. I don't want to wear those uniforms you have. I wouldn't feel comfortable wearing them. All right, Goku. At least in that regard, I think we can accommodate you. Now that I think about it, when my brother Raditz came to Earth, he said my father looked just like me. He didn't tell me his name, but I'd like to know if, by any chance, I can get in touch with him. Very well, Warrior Goku. We've arrived at the place where you'll sleep. This will be your assigned room. Look, I'm not making any promises, but there aren't many Saiyans with hair like yours, so let me see what I can do for you. Goku, after being led by General Sorn to a room, began to reflect on what had happened to him. If the planet exploded and I couldn't escape, how did I end up here? Frieza, Vegeta, Krillin, Gohan. They say Frieza is alive. King Vegeta is Vegeta's father. Shouldn't he be dead? Vegeta and Raditz are still children, and the planet is intact. So everything happened before Frieza destroyed this world. But why me? Why right now? Any decision I make could completely change the future. While the Saiyan tried to fall asleep amid these doubts, on the other side of the barracks, King Vegeta and General Sorn were gathered in the great throne room. Sorn, explain something to me. How is it possible that someone like this guy exists? I've never seen a warrior with so much power, let alone one we have no record of. His story is absurd, but I can't deny what I saw with my own eyes. Your Majesty, I must admit it's hard for me to believe his account, but his power is real, and if what he says about Frieza is true, we could take advantage of that. Even so, I will have everything about him investigated. At that moment, the doors of the hall suddenly swung open, and a soldier rushed in, bowing to them both. Excuse me, General. I bring the results of the investigation into the one called Goku. Go ahead, speak. What did you find? We searched all the records of the Saiyan army, and there is no registered warrior by the name of Goku. None. But we believe we may have found something. This individual could be Kakarot, the newborn son of Bardock, a soldier who, although of low class, possesses exceptional power. In fact, the infant is still in a medical incubation chamber at his home. His power level at birth was extremely low, only 2 units. However, the physical resemblance is perfect. The same hair, the same face. Furthermore, the individual we brought in mentioned being the brother of Raditz, which fits perfectly with the record of Bardock and Gine as his parents. Bardock, the same one who leads the reconnaissance squad in the northern quadrant. If his son is a newborn, he hasn't been assigned to any mission, has he? Are you telling me that this adult individual is the same child who, at this very moment, is still inside an incubation pod? So it appears, Your Majesty. There is no other possible match. If what he said about coming from another place or another time is true, then this warrior may have traveled from the future. If Frieza planned to betray us, and in that future my son dies, I will not allow that to happen here. No, as long as I rule, this individual, whatever he may be, will be the hammer that crushes Frieza's head when he gets too close. We must keep this guy on our side. Even so, if he became that strong, it means we can too. We need to know how he did it. It's not good for a Saiyan who isn't of the elite to be the most powerful of all. It could be dangerous. Goku, after resting for a few hours, woke up with his mind still unsettled. He had slept, but his body still carried a sense of unease, as if everything he was experiencing did not belong to his reality. General Sorn had come to see him early. Very well, Warrior Goku. You've caused quite a stir. Though it seems your story is starting to make sense. If what you said about your origins is true, there is someone you may want to meet. Someone I'd want to meet? Who? Your family? The records indicate that your parents are alive and living in one of the zones in District 4, Bardock and Gine. If you really are their son, you may find some answers there. Wow, my family? So I can see them? Yes, but don't cause any trouble. No one here knows who you really are. They wouldn't even understand how a man identical to their son in adult form could appear out of nowhere. Take this address and don't forget to come back. The king still has plans for you.
Welcome home. Good to see you, Bardock.
All right, this must be the place. Who are you, and why are you entering this place without authorization? Bardock, look at him closely. His face and hair are identical to yours. Yes, you're absolutely right. But it's not just that. There's something else about him that feels familiar. For some reason, I don't see him as a threat. But why did you come here? I just came to see you. My name is Goku, and from what I've been told, you are my parents. Your parents? Listen, I don't know what kind of game you're playing, but I only have 2 sons. One of them is Raditz, and the other is in the incubation chamber and is only a few months old. You can't be my son. What is all this you're saying? I know, and I don't fully understand it either. But if my suspicion is right, then I've come from a different time, a future where you no longer exist. This man is identical to Kakarot. What he's saying makes no sense, but his eyes are just like the little ones. Bardock, look at him closely. Even the tone of his voice is the same. I know it's complicated to explain, but as far as I know, you are my parents. Bardock and Gine, you sent me to planet Earth when I was just a baby, because Frieza wanted to destroy the planet, so you sent me away for my safety. This guy is very strange. He not only looks like Kakarot and me, but he also bears a certain resemblance to Gine, though it could just be a coincidence. However, those clothes are not from here, and he doesn't even have a tail. What does that mean? Bardock, did you hear what he just said? You were talking to me just a few minutes ago about sending Kakarot to planet Earth. What if what he's saying is true? If he is Kakarot, then what he said about Frieza is also true. Yes, I'm serious. In fact, I remember that some time ago my brother Raditz came to planet Earth looking for me for a mission, but I didn't want to go with him. I remember that when he came looking for me, he told me I was identical to my father. So that confirms to me that you are my father. It can't be. So you're Kakarot? My son. Then you survived and grew up to become more powerful. At that moment, a warm embrace between parents and child took place. Although Goku was a little confused, it felt deeply comforting to him. I understand. So you and Raditz died together. I didn't think Raditz would turn out to be such a troublemaker. I'm sorry. Yes, from spending so much time with Prince Vegeta, something must have changed in his attitude. Kakarot? Yes, what is it? There's something I haven't been able to stop thinking about. Since you arrived, you've told me you defeated Frieza and that you've even died before. But I'd like to know just how strong you are. Hey, you two, don't tell me you're already going to go crazy and start fighting. Relax, Gene. I'm not going to kill him. I just need to see if this guy is truly a Saiyan of my lineage. If that's what's needed, I accept. Let's fight. Let's go outside. You speak like a true Saiyan. Let's see if you fight like one too. Like father, like son. This can't be real. These two are impossible. Bardock, with a proud smile, took his fighting stance, while Goku mirrored him with serenity, his ki completely calm. With a roar, Bardock vanished in an instant, reappearing before Goku with a barrage of fast and precise strikes. His speed was impressive, even by Saiyan standards, but Goku remained motionless, moving only a finger. Each punch, each kick was softly stopped with the tip of his index finger, as if Bardock's movements were nothing more than gusts of wind. This is madness? Without a doubt, his power level is far too high. Even fighting with all my power, I couldn't do anything to him. There's no question, he has a power level higher than any elite class Saiyan. It's not that impressive, Dad. I was just holding back a little. I noticed. Very well. Come with me. I have something very important to show you. So that's me? Wow, it's incredible to see yourself as a baby. Not even in my worst nightmares would I have imagined something like this. I want to know more about you, about the future, and about that planet Earth. Tell me, Kakarot, what kind of life did you have there? What was it like growing up on such a weak planet? I was found by an elderly man named Son Gohan. He was very kind and taught me many things. He raised me as if I were his own grandson, even though I was a bit of a handful when I was young. I had an accident and hit my head, which made me forget who I truly was. So I grew up knowing nothing about the Saiyans. All I knew was that I wanted to protect the people I cared about. I lived many adventures with a human friend, Bulma, searching for magical spheres that granted wishes. Over time, I trained under several masters. I fought many enemies. Some very powerful, but I also made great friends. I even got married. What? You married a human? Yes, her name is Chi-Chi. She's a bit bossy, but she has a good heart. Together we had a son. His name is Gohan. He's an incredible kid, strong but very different from me. He prefers studying over fighting. So you managed to have a family, a Saiyan with a wife and a son on another planet. That's something I never would have imagined. I'm glad to know that. Even in another world you had a good life, Kakarot. Yes, I was lucky, but not everything was easy. Everything changed the day Raditz arrived on Earth. He said he was my brother, and that he had come to find me. Raditz arrived on Earth one day and wanted to take me with him, and tried to kidnap my son Gohan. So I faced him, and the fight got complicated. I died to defeat him, and he died too. But unlike him, I was brought back with the Dragon Balls. What are you saying, Kakarot? Bardock, are you hearing this? How is it possible that both of our sons died? I understand, Kakarot. Not long ago, I was on a planet that had Dragon Balls. I wished with all my heart for our sons to grow up healthy, to be able to withstand this cruel world we live in. I wanted to make sure neither of them would die young because of wars or Frieza. I did it out of fear and out of love. Wow, that explains a lot of things. Now I understand why I was on the verge of death so many times, and something or someone always appeared to save me. It wasn't pure luck. Maybe someone or something was protecting me. If that wish was for us, then I owe part of my life to you. I've already defeated Frieza once, and apparently, if he wants to destroy this planet, I'll defeat him again. There's still something I haven't shown you. This is the power I used to defeat Frieza. Bardock, are you seeing the same thing I'm seeing? It can't be. That golden hair, there's no doubt. This is the power of legend. You are the true Super Saiyan. I still haven't mastered this power. It's still new to me, but this is the strength I used to defeat Frieza. It's incredible. If your power in your normal state alone is already far too high, with this power it makes sense that you defeated Frieza. If you're going to defeat Frieza, then there's no longer any need to send Kakarot to Earth. We can raise him together here. There'll be no reason to hide him from anyone. Yes, that's true. If you defeat Frieza, Kakarot will stay here. No, wait a moment, Dad, Mom. I'd prefer you send me anyway. What are you saying? If Frieza is going to fall, the Saiyan race will have a chance. Why would you want to leave your own world? Because if you hadn't sent me, I never would have met my friends. Not Bulma, not Master Roshi, not Krillin. I also wouldn't have met Chi-Chi or had Gohan. Everything I am today I learned on Earth. There I learned to fight, but also to protect, to care for others. I'd rather you send me anyway so that everything follows its course. And when Raditz arrives, I'll go to meet him and tell him the whole truth. I'll tell him who we were, who we are, and what he could become if he chooses a different path. I suppose there's no point in arguing. If the future is already set and you yourself prefer it this way, then we'll do it. But this time, we'll do it together. And so, that very night, the three of them went to send his son to Earth. The two said their goodbyes to their son, promising to see each other again, while Goku watched from the sky as his other self departed. Goku returned to the barracks that night. General Sorn was waiting for him. So, how did it go? Did you find what you were looking for? Yes, I've understood everything I needed to know. That same night, the sound of alarms shattered the silence of the barracks, and a voice echoed through the corridors, announcing the arrival of Frieza's massive fleet. At that moment, King Vegeta contacted Goku. Goku, it's him. You were right? Goku didn't respond. He simply nodded. And an instant later, his ki surged with such intensity that the ground trembled. As Goku rose into the sky, hundreds of Saiyan warriors also began flying upward toward the heavens. Even King Vegeta himself left his palace. In the lower sectors of the planet, Bardock felt the tremor in the air and saw the sky light up with the glow of auras. His instinct alerted him instantly. Let's go. If Frieza sets foot on this world, he won't do so without meeting resistance. Bardock, please be careful. He's up there, our son, and if he's going to fight, we can't stay behind. Bardock and his squad took to the air, joining the tide of warriors rising toward the upper surface of the planet. In space, a massive white and purple ship emerged from the shadows of the void. Its shape was unmistakable, Frieza's imperial vessel. Inside, the tyrant studied the monitors with a gesture of impatience. However, as he approached the planet, something caught his attention. Through the window, he could clearly see hundreds of energy flares blazing above the atmosphere of planet Vegeta. Lord Frieza, we believe the Saiyans have realized our intentions and are going to offer resistance. Oh, what is this? I wasn't expecting such a lively reception. It seems my little monkeys have decided to be brave, haven't they? The ship descended slowly, and when the main hatch opened, Frieza floated out calmly. His tail swayed from side to side with his usual air of superiority, but as he looked down, his smile vanished for a moment. Before him stretched a multitude of Saiyans arranged in rows. His eyes then landed on a figure that stood out among all the rest. He wore no armor,